Hey, what's up everybody? Balik lagi sama Mikael dari Suka-Suka Gue Coffee Channel. And today, I have friends, I have guests. Who want to start? Yeah. Mas?
Makasih mas. Matur nuwun. Nama saya Ciaran, saya dari Irlandia dan saya Jameson Brand Ambassador di Indonesia dengan.
Yes, nama saya Paula and saya dari Irlandia juga and kita Jameson Brand Ambassadors di Indonesia.
Nice. Yeah, so these two we've been working together for a few different projects.
Yeah.
Basically, they supported SSG and me during COVID period where we couldn't go out, we had to stay home. We did cool, awesome projects like making Jameson hose, and then a few different Irish coffee recipes and Jameson inspired cocktails. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make two drinks using mainly Jameson done in a few different things. So we're gonna make Irish coffee, obviously. And then we have to make espresso martini as well. So it's more like coffee martini because there's no espresso involved.
Yeah.
So this one, the main ingredients are obviously the whiskey, but we're using two different Jameson whiskeys, right? Well, the same Jameson whiskey, but done in two ways. The first one is your straight up Jameson whiskey. And then this one is actually Jameson that's been infused with cacao nibs from Bali.
So cool.
Yeah.
So we're gonna use Balinese coffee and then we use Balinese cacao nibs that has been infused with the Jameson. So it's gonna be really nice and rich. Smooth. Yeah. And then for the sugar, this one is gula aren, but also with stout.
Nice.
So we reduce stout, 2 parts stout, 1 part gula aren, so brown sugar, and then so it's gonna give you that nice complex sweetness. And obviously, being an Irish coffee, I try to infuse a little bit of Irish flavors here and there.
Man, see, this is why we love working with you. You do cool things that we'd never be doing,
Yeah, well, there was just a stout lying around, and I thought, why not? Why not?
More Irish.
Yeah. So, and the espresso martini or the coffee martini is basically the same coffee, so Balinese coffee that we turn into filter coffee and then infuse it with the Jameson. And then normally you use another coffee spirit and vodka.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But to make it more interesting, we have a raspberry infused vodka. And then we have grappa, just to give a little bit of sweetness. And then this is a rose and hibiscus tea. So it's gonna be very nice and floral, probably not your typical espresso martini.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, so why don't you put on your apron?
Yeah.
And then we're gonna get going. All right, we're back. So we're going to make firstly the Irish coffee. So okay. Paula, if you wanna step over there. I'm gonna brew the coffee first, but in the meantime, maybe you guys can tell me, Jameson, like what's that all about? Like the story and then how it all, came about.
Okay, yeah. So do you want to go first or I?
I can start, I guess. So Jameson started with a man, Satu Orang, nama dia John Jameson. So he was actually from Scotland originally, but came to Ireland because the Irish whiskey trade was so big at the time.
Right.
It was actually #1 in the world. So that's why he came to Ireland and started making whiskey in 1780. And we've been doing it like that ever since. Kind of grown a bit, obviously now. We're here in two days in Indonesia. So we're doing something right,
Yeah, so I find this ambassadorship very cool. So how many of you are there?
So at the moment around the world, what, maybe
anywhere between 50 and 60, I think.
50.
And
so 2
60.
in each country?
No, so we're lucky that we have a team.
Yeah.
No,
how do they decide? Like depending on the size of the country or the region?
Yeah, depending on how the brand is doing there as well. So
right.
Jameson is pretty popular in Indonesia at the moment, so they kind of saw potential and decided to put 2 of us there. So before us, there was only 1.
Okay.
But then, say across a lot of the rest of Asia, in Thailand there's 2. because the brand is obviously really big there and doing
Yeah.
really well. And then Malaysia, there's one.
For us, it was really cool to come here though, because we didn't really know what the story was with Jameson. But then
Yeah.
you go around like Senopati, just see bottles of Jameson everywhere. So it's a good time to be working for the brand here. You know what I mean? And like we've got to do so many cool collaborations like outside of just the alcohol scene.
The traditional alcohol industry, like we're here today with coffee. So we've worked with like so many different people, and for me it was my first time in Asia, so
nice.
getting landed here.
And now you're stuck here.
Bad place to be stuck, given everything. But so it's been an experience, but it's been exciting, I think. And I think Jameson is doing really well.
Why do you think it's very successful? Obviously it tastes good, but you know, like, what makes it taste good?
Yeah, I was just about to say. So the main selling point of Jameson is that it's like triple distilled. So we always tiga distillasi our whiskey, and that just makes it dua kali lebih halus.
Dua kali lebih halus.
Yeah,
Twice as smooth.
Yes, you heard it here. So that would be the main selling point, that it's just really easy to drink. And it gets different flavor tasting notes from our bourbon barrels and our sherry barrels. So we use two types of barrels to mature our whiskey. We get kind of like sweetness from the bourbon barrel, and you get like fruity spice from the
So even though it's triple distilled, you still get all these complexities and nuances from the two different types of pots, I guess.
Casks or barrels. The wood.
Barrels, and then also because you distill it with the copper one.
Copper pot stills,
And then what's the other one? I was doing the training.
The column distills.
Yes, the column.
Yeah.
So it's a blended whiskey. We use barley, but also we use corn. So two types of barley, malted and unmalted, and they give
that complexity and flavor.
Exactly.
And obviously you age it in different casks as well, right?
Yeah.
So it gives that nice flavors as well.
That blend.
Exactly.
So coffee's done. We're using Balinese coffee.
Nice.
Today. The one that I process myself with the team. The characteristic of that is very chocolatey and fruity.
Yum.
So we're gonna make a very chocolatey Irish coffee today. So if you can help me to put in 60 ml of just straight up Jameson. Which is that one. 60 of that. And then 45 of the cacao nibs infused.
I'm excited to try this.
Sweet. And then 30 of this stout gula aren.
Okay. 30, yeah?
Yeah. We can always adjust.
So it's cool that you're using stout, because Jameson actually, a new product of Jameson just landed in Indonesia, and it's actually a stout edition of our Jameson original. So maybe next time.
So aged in...
So it's aged the same way for Jameson original. So for our original whiskey, we age it 3 to 5 years in our bourbon and sherry casks. And then for the stout edition, we just take Jameson original, and before we bottle it, we put it into an stout barrel for an extra 3 months.
Okay, just to get all that nice, complex sort of...
Chocolatey, coffee aftertone,
And that's one of the reasons why I put start with this gula aren and also the whiskey. Because I think with that coffee and the stout, it's just gonna be super chocolatey. It's almost like drinking a hot chocolate. It's crazy. So we're gonna add the coffee into
the mix.
I'm just gonna use the jigger to make sure I get the correct ratio. So we're using 360, so 90.
So one thing that I love about Indonesia as well is the coffee. It's some of the best coffee I've ever had in my life has been here.
It's funny, because I think it's the same as in Ireland or Europe, right? A lot of the good stuff never make it out of the country. You know what I mean? When you drink Indonesian coffee outside of Indonesia, you only get what we choose to export, right? We keep the good stuff.
Choose to put out.
I think it's the same here, right? Like even with Jameson, you have the normal Jameson, but overseas you have the IPA.
So many.
Yeah.
You know, you have all these different ones.
Yeah.
Cold brew.
Yeah.
The one that you want to get.
Yeah.
your hands on.
When is that gonna come here?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
It might come here sooner for you specifically, and then we'll try to get it more widely for everyone else.
I get special delivery.
Exclusive.
Yeah.
So we're gonna add a little bit of the sugar, because I think it has a bit more sweetness. So instead of 30, now it's 40. And then I don't know if you know what suka-suka gue means in Indonesian, because the name of our YouTube channel is SSG, but normally it's So Good Coffee Company, right?
Suka-suka
But the
gue.
channel is called suka-suka gue.
It's like,
It literally means whatever I want. So a lot of the times we just wing it.
nice.
And then I think that's what makes it nice, and it gives us a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
So you're gonna fill this up. Make sure I get the correct
Looks
sort of
good.
level.
Yeah.
I'm gonna top this up with a little bit of hot water. Should be enough. And in the meantime, if you can help me shake some cream. This is what I miss about being able to travel overseas. In Indonesia, you don't get really rich dairy products.
Okay, yeah.
You should come to Ireland.
Yeah, I know.
So good at home.
Cream, the butter, the milk,
Yeah.
on everything.
Sorry, give me this at home.
Because when I was in Australia as well, when I lived there, the milk, the dairy products is just
So creamy.
out of this world.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very different. But you know, we work with what we have. So you can please
You're better shaker. Go on.
shake that.
Shaker.
Be careful because that's a bit loose.
Bit loose.
Not too crazy because we don't want it to be too thick. So just enough to aerate the cream,
Okay.
but not enough to.
Go for it.
Tell me when.
If you reach 50 shakes, that should be good.
Free counting.
Yeah, this should be okay now.
Okay.
Cool. Keep dropping this thing.
Yeah.
Let's get it out of the way. Thank you.
No problem.
Looks good.
Is it? Thanks.
So there's this competition called Coffee and Good Spirits in the
Yes.
coffee world. Basically, we have to mix coffee and a lot of different spirits. But in the final round, the compulsory drink is always Irish coffee. And it's always, the tricky part is always getting that right balance between being able to taste the coffee
And the cream.
and the cream and the spirit all in one go. So thankfully, I've competed in that a couple of times. So. But the hardest bit, I
have
think,
it
is
nailed.
always, you know, to get that nice separation between
Yeah.
the cream and the coffee.
Yeah.
So if I fail, we're doing this in one take. Just know that
People will
there's,
see this take.
Yeah.
there's no edits here, right?
Yeah.
Like a pro.
So that's
Alexander,
one,
same.
Yeah. Lush.
and then
It's not your first rodeo.
No,
yeah.
looks good.
Looks beautiful.
There we go. All right. Since you guys are the guests, I'll let you try this.
Too kind.
That's
Ladies
yours.
first. Oh, I'll take it then. Thank you.
Ladies first.
And that's yours.
Thank you.
Enjoy, guys.
Makasih.
Sloncha.
Sláinte. Angat.
Ankat, yeah.
How's that? Did you get the?
Yeah. My favorite thing when there is a really good separation is just that all you can taste at the start is the cream and the coldness, and then that breakthrough of the
eventually,
coffee
yeah.
is like delish. I love that. When there's proper separation, so good.
Unfortunately, Irish coffee, I don't think it's super popular here because it's really hot in
Yeah.
Indonesia.
That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I like
So
it.
super good. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Don't know if I have a mustache or a cream mustache or a real mustache.
A little bit of cream mustache.
But yeah, like it's so hot here, but still a drink like this, you know, when you're in air conditioning, it's okay. Like, you can stay away, and it's
I always really like.
Well, coffee is so big here. But do you think people order more iced coffee here or hot coffee? Or
Iced coffee for sure.
Ice.
Yeah.
That's like you.
Yeah, me.
See, I'm just so used to hot coffee though. A
same.
cup of coffee for me has to be hot.
Especially your first cup of coffee.
Yeah, in the morning.
Yeah, I can do it on my second or third one, like iced coffee susu. But the first one is always gonna be like either filter hot or just like a long black.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
me too.
So, you ready to move on to the next one?
Yeah.
You can keep that and keep sipping it while we're making another drink.
Oh, I plan on it.
Yeah.
So this second one is coffee martini, right? Mm-hmm. So Ciaran, if you can mix some of this in.
Yeah, no problem.
So we're doing, what was that? 90 of this coffee infused whiskey.
Okay.
So it's actually using the same coffee.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, so it's a Balinese coffee. Again, very chocolatey and fruity. And we just want to mix that with some really floral ingredients here. Because I think the challenge with coffee cocktails is always that it can come across as being very manly.
Yeah.
You know, like it's very masculine, bitter, and heavy. So this is sort of like my take on making it more floral.
Beautiful.
And what's that? 120 of this rose and hibiscus syrup.
Okay.
Actually, let's make it 180. So
Okay.
4 of those.
Go all out.
4 of the 45s.
I kind of want to smell it, but I'm gonna.
Smells of roses.
Yeah. Okay.
So what's the job description of a Jameson brand ambassador?
Good question.
You just
Yeah.
get smashed every day.
No, absolutely not. That's like a misconception. People think like, oh, you're just drinking all the time. Yeah, I was like, no. A lot of our job, honestly, out here is like brand education. So like teaching bartenders, but also like generally like consumers about our products,
Right.
like how they're made, etc. Our history.
One of the main things I'd say is like, it's like networking, like relationships.
Right.
So when people think of Jameson, they think of us, and hopefully they like us. And then it's like kind of like
your job is not selling the
exactly.
bottles,
So
right?
it's literally
It's more like brand building.
and like getting in there, building a relationship with a certain outlet or a bar owner or bartenders, and just keeping that kind of communication, education flowing, I guess.
If they don't like me, they might like Paula.
That's what they said too.
That's the advantage, right?
They're both a bit dodgy, so.
So 20 ml of this. This is a raspberry infused vodka.
Okay.
And then 10 of the grappa. I like using grappa in cocktails because it gives you sweetness without really making it too sweet.
Yeah. Okay. These bottles.
Tiny.
Yeah. Like our ones.
It is actually.
I like the recycling.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we try to do. That's why we have so many Jameson bottles here as well. We just use it for different things.
It's great, honestly.
And then just a tiny bit of this rose syrup.
Okay.
Maybe like between 5 to 10 ml.
Okay.
So just to sort of elevate the aroma, give it a nice sweetness.
I can't wait to see this.
So we'll see.
All right,
Looks so good.
put some ice here.
Okay.
You wanna use big ice block or you wanna use a small one?
Wow, the big ones are big. Is that two together or is that?
There's one big one. So I don't know if this will actually
I don't know if it'll fit.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Work away. Melts pretty quickly.
There we go.
Yeah.
Nice. Still sipping this.
Cool. Shake away.
Beberapa second.
Let's try to make it as cold as you can
Okay.
without
Challenge.
spilling
Give
it.
me 10 minutes. That's a big lump of ice.
I like using the big block though because it doesn't dilute as much.
Yeah.
So what you're getting is actually the taste of the alcohol rather than
Diluting it.
water, right?
Yeah.
Especially when we're using a lot of infusions like this, you want to be able to taste a lot of the different nuances.
Flavors.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Hands are going a bit numb. It's cold.
I think that should be enough.
Okay. Okay. I don't know how to open this now because my hands, I can't feel them.
It is a bit soft to open. Let's see. We're gonna take the ice cube out, I think, just to make it easier for us to pour this.
Damn, it's really nice.
There you go.
It's good.
Oh, now you can pour this.
Finish the job.
Okay.
You wanna double strain that?
Yeah.
It's a bit slippery, so careful not to.
No pressure.
Looks good.
Sweet.
Do you want to push the other glass? I just want to get equal amounts. Maybe sedikit lagi.
Your Indonesian's getting pretty good, man.
That's pretty bad. Setiap hari saya bicara sedikit dan dengan Gojek driver.
Yeah, every time you order food, every time you.
Same conversation.
Same conversation, yeah. So we're getting good at saying the little things. the same.
Sebentar,
Cool. So we're gonna garnish with some rosebuds to make it pretty.
This is the prettiest espresso martini I've ever seen.
Yeah, with this, I'm trying to make it not look
Yeah.
like coffee, but you can still taste a little bit of the coffee, right? And that's why we're not using actual coffee.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when you infuse alcohol with coffee, alcohol just extract a lot more flavor compared to normal water. So when you do it like this, you can get the coffee and it's there, but it's not overpowering. Like it's it's gonna be very different to your Irish coffee.
Yeah.
No, that sounds great.
It's gonna be really nice and light. Enjoy.
Okay. You can have the one that's got slightly more in it, or that looks better.
Looks better.
Okay.
All about aesthetics.
Sláinte.
Sláinte. Ragazzi.
Yeah, afternoon. Wow.
How's that?
So floral. It's nice.
Oh my god! And then after the coffee kicked in.
Yeah,
And
the
actually
coffee
it's like
is there right at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's delicious.
This is like
Wait.
like water.
So good? Is it so
So
good?
good. What, suka suka.
Suka
gure.
away. Cool. Thanks, folks. Thanks for being here. Tell all these people where to find you or Jameson or how do we get in contact and how do we enjoy all your beautiful products?
Okay, so to see what's going on in Indonesia with us, with Jameson, like we have our Instagram page at Jameson Indonesia. We only got it set up last year, so it's still building.
Yeah, that's pretty much. We'd have like some cocktail recipes and stuff up there, and any events or anything that Jameson is doing locally.
You'll hear a bit more about Jameson Connects, I guess, over the coming months. That's for like I guess the music industry to like get creative, can enter your songs, and we basically have a platform to show up and coming artists.
So yeah, it's launching soon.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank you so
Ciaran.
much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
bro.
Matt.
Thank
Paula.
you.
We'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. See you.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys.